Hello everyone and welcome to the MFG Advocate on IMTS TV. Today I'm talking to Jack Schron, the President and CEO of Jergens Inc. How are you today, Jack?
I'm doing great, thanks very much.
Well, you have a lot of really exciting things to talk about, both from an education perspective and also from a public service perspective. So first of all, let's start with the education initiative. Jergens just opened the Fast Forward Center.
We did.
Okay,
Yeah,
well tell us about that.
Well, Jergens has been committed to education for a long time. We were actually the founding company of Tulane University. We get engaged with our local vocational high schools in an active way, have a scholarship that I named in my dad's name. And then it looked like there was another place we could participate. So we created this thing called Fast Forward. And Fast Forward is a place where companies can bring their technology, a school can bring their students, anybody can come, and instead of having to break in to a production operation to test a machine, test a tool, test anything like that, it's set up there as an isolated spot. So we partnered with Haas Automation, and they've been fantastic. And Parlick has been participating now with us, Jergens in the work holding, and we've got so many people lining up that want to be part of it.
It's really different from the approach that we've seen for a lot of these workforce training centers. So where did you get an idea to have a collaboration like that?
Well, it's the same kind of crazy ideas I get sometimes out of the blue. And so I thought some of our guys on the team said, I think that we have an opportunity to do some partnering with Haas. Mm-hmm. And I said, let's just not paint epoxy floor and just make it feel like it's just another part of the factory. Let's break it out. Now, let's make it seem dynamic. And so we put in like a racetrack floor. We put in high-end lighting LEDs in there. We've got partnerships with great big big screen TVs. We partnered with the folks from Edge Factor to bring their technology in there. Jeremy Blent from Edge Factor brought in his keynote speaking skills to kick it off. So it was just a different way of presenting that, because if we don't get the young people excited about the sexiness of manufacturing, we might lose them, and so we don't want to lose another generation.
Right. Now, what would you tell a young person about manufacturing who may not know anything about it?
Well, first thing is you say, give me an image, and they're going to tell you it's dark, it's grimy, it's smoky, and I said, okay, how about I show you our technology factor, and let me show you Fast Forward, and it blows them away. Because telling them is really going to be a hard sell. They got to actually see it and touch it and feel it. And so the other thing we're trying to coin is marrying the word maker and manufacturing together, because you say maker, and all the schools and all the fast tracking high schools are all in this maker movement. They're 3D printing everything. Mm-hmm. They don't have the understanding that one step beyond making is manufacturing. And so let's, as an organization, let's as an industry, marry those two words together, the maker manufacturing movement. And so that's what we've done. I've got Cleveland, we've got all of the second tier trade associations. The smaller ones right below AMT are all headquartered right there. Mm-hmm. We've got the vocational high schools. So we're creating what we call the Maker Manufacturing Educational Capital. And capital is spelled with an O as a place, or an A with funding. And we've got everybody excited about it, the politicians, the community, and that's what Fast Forward was.
It's really great to hear. So switching gears a little bit, you're also very involved in public service, and I think, in an election year it's been a little testy. We're concerned, we want manufacturers to get out and vote and to get involved with their, maybe more local and state officials. So tell us about your life in public service and how manufacturers can get linked up with those people.
Well, one of the things that unfortunately we had some corruption in Cuyahoga County 6 years ago, and they asked some people from the business industry to get involved. And I said, I'm going to raise my hand, and so I got elected to be involved with it. And fortunately, I'm actually chairing the economic development for the 1.3 million people that live in Cuyahoga County. And so I'm trying to convince people, don't sit on the fence, get engaged. We as manufacturers, we have our own selves to blame if we haven't got our message out. Mm-hmm. What we're doing on manufacturing days, as a matter of fact, I invited 2 U.S. senators to Fast Forward. So we have Senator Sullivan is flying in from Alaska. Senator Johnson is coming in from Wisconsin, and Senator Johnson is, I think, the only U.S. senator who came right from manufacturing an injection molding factory into the U.S. Senate. So it's pretty exciting. Now, Senator Portman was invited too, but he wasn't available on that particular day.
Sure. So any other manufacturers that are out here watching, what would you recommend them to do to get involved with some of their maybe local officials?
Well, I'm pretty subtle. Get off your butt and do something. Sorry about that, but you can't complain that the kids are not excited. You can't complain that the industry is not successful if you don't do your part. And so what I would suggest they do, even if it's something small, invite the STEM schools, and that's the real shocker. We invite STEM schools all the time, and they walk in, these professors are teachers from the math and the science, and they walk in and say, wow, so that's where you use geometry, that's where you use trig, because the average person, when they walk out of school and they finish their trig or their geometry, they never use it again the rest of their lives. But we in manufacturing, we know we're working to 2/10,000ths of an inch, we're working to triangulation, trig, and all those things. So I would get them involved. And what's amazing is they really, really want to get engaged. And a simple little thing with have some coffee, have some orange juice for the kids, and have them come through, and their eyes get wide. They see the automation, they see the robots, they see the CNC machines, they see things that they had no idea that's what manufacturing is after they walk in. We don't even call ours a factory. On the wall, as you walk into the building, it says it's a technology distribution center. And you're going to see lasers, coordinate measure machines, robots, all the automation components.
So it's really just about telling the story.
It is, but you got to make sure that you do it. You can't just sit there and complain. Unfortunately, the politicians are just as bad, and I guess I am a quasi one, because every 4 years we talk about this group of good jobs that we lost. These are the good jobs. These are the $45,000, $50,000, $75,000 a year jobs that everybody says we lost. Well, we lost it because we failed to pay attention to it.
Well, thank you so much. Hey, there are 12 million manufacturing voters out there. You need to show up at the polls and you need to get involved. Thank you so much, Mr. Schron.
Thanks, it's Jack. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
This has been Penny Brown for the MFG Advocate on IMTS TV.